Today's topic is related to cement stabilization. In the previous classes, we discussed totally 11 types of stabilizations. In those 11 types of stabilization, soil cement stabilization is the second, not second one, third one. In those particular soil civil stabilization, we discussed about how this soil will be stabilized by using these cement particles and how the particles will react with the surrounding particles how and densification needed and amount of water required while we are going for this soil cement stabilization. But in today's class we need to discuss in a elaborative way what are the different types, how those types will be implemented to different soils. All those we have to discuss in today's class. Especially we have to observe this is the figure totally describing about how the soil will be mixing with the cement. After mixing is over, how the densification was done by using this sheep foot rollers. In this figure we have to observe this sheep foot roller is totally densifying the soil to decrease the content of voids, and those voids will be absorbed by this material and cement, so that the strength will be getting after a few rounds of this rolling. And after the rolling we have to go for a small scale of watering. That means a 5 to 10% of water we have to use according to the area of consolidation. And what are the different types of soil cement stabilizations? In this particular we have to observe SCS. The term SCS means soil cement stabilization. It is the shortcut word. In these types we are having first one, cement modified soils. That means the total soils we have to take in those particular soils, we need to modify a quantity of soil with this cement content. That means if we are laying a road of rigid pavement, so that we have to go for a totally a particular thickness of road was built by using these concrete materials. Likely here also cement modified soils up to a particular depth, we have to replace the soil with the help of this cement. The cement content also we need to go for a pure densification. Next one is cement stabilized subgrades. That means subgrades, all those terms we will listen in transportation engineering while we are laying a roads. Beneath the parts of the pavement we have to go for densification with decrement of these grain particles. Normally whenever we are laying a road, so that we have to prepare the base grade and subgrade, so that there may be less quantity of voids we have to go. Why? Because if there is a huge amount of voids means automatically whenever the application of load in the form of vehicles, the total road will be shrinks up to a certain quantity, so that these base grade and subgrades we need to go for huge amount of densifications, so that in these base grades and subgrades we need to utilize this cement stabilization to decrease the content of voids. Why? Because normally for some kinds of soil there may be particle size is very high, and there may be some voids. To fill those particle sizes and voids, simply we will utilize this soil stabilized subgrades. Next one is the cement treated base. The total base content of the structure we need to stabilize with this cement content. Next, last one is full depth reclamation. That means up to a particular quantity of depth we have to utilize this method of densification. An updated guide to cement modified soil. Next one is these are the references we have to observe whenever we need to go for these four methods. Once we have to check the types and availability of those materials and workmanship required and the quantity of material required, and do's and don'ts in these particular four things. These are the reference points. After that, densification is over. How we have to go for this stabilization? First of all, cement modified soils, a mixture of pulverized in situ soil. That means in situ soil means in the site itself we have to observe the soil, the so that the soil is in which condition, whether it is in a reactive or non-reactive condition. So that those content of soil we need to mix with the cement, comma, water and a small proportion of Portland cement is required in an unbound and slightly brown material similar to soil but with improved engineering properties. In this sentence, we have to observe a small portion of Portland cement. That means Portland cement means normally we are using Portland cement that is manufactured directly from the companies without using any additives. Normally we are having two kinds of cements, Portland cements and pozzolanic cements. In this Portland cements, the total cement content is based on raw materials like calcium, calcareous, siliceous, and argillaceous materials. But in case of pozzolanic cements, up to a 20 to 30% of raw materials are replaced by these pozzolanas like fly ash, GGBS likely, so that there may be some non-reactive content. While we are going for this densification methods with the help of cement, definitely we need to use only Portland cement, so that that will be results in high strength, comma, unbonded, comma, slightly bonded materials. That means unbonded and slightly bonded. The total material which was collected from the site, it should be unbonded. That means that is not reactive with another materials. Why? Because if there is a content of reaction with another kinds of materials, automatically there is no use. While that means if we are adding cement means automatically before itself the material is bonded with another material, so that there may be no bond between our taken material as a cement and it means taken material means cement and surrounding soil, there will be no bond, so that the existing matter will be unbonded material. Then only the cement will bonds with the surrounding material and it will give a required strength. So that after that we have to go for some quantity of water and we need to improve the engineering properties, not chemical properties or physical properties only. We need to go for engineering property like compressive properties, tension properties, shear. Likely we have to improve those properties. Next one is cement stabilized soil. In this a engineered mixture of pulverized in situ soil. Pulverization already we have learned in chemistry. In this also we have to observe pulverization, engineering mixture of pulverized in situ soil, comma, water and a moderate proportion of Portland cement, resulting a semi-bound to bound material with engineering properties similar to granular material. Will soil provide improved soil shear and compressive strength? In this particular also we have to observe only we need to take pulverized in situ soil, comma, water and moderate proportions of Portland cement. That means in this previous case cement modified soils were taken only a proportion of a small proportion of Portland cement, but in case of cement stabilized soil we are taking a moderate proportion of Portland cement. That means somewhat high content than the previous one. In the previous only we are using a small proportion, but in case of cement stabilized soil we are using more than small proportion, that is moderate proportion of Portland cement we are using, and that results a semi bound to bound material with engineering properties. In the previous also we are observing there may be some improvement in the engineering properties. Likely here also engineering properties were improved, and those properties are shear strength, compressive strength. Next one, soil cement treated base. In the cement treated base, the full bound aggregate mixture of soil aggregates, water, and sufficient Portland cement to meet the project specified minimum durability and strength requirements. This cement treated base can be mixed in place using on-site soils or mixed in a central plant using selected aggregates. Usually, FAA projects and typically 7 days confined compressive strength range from 360 to 800 pascals. This is the total information about this cement treated base. In the previous cases, we are mixing the cement content with surrounding. That means whatever the land we have to go for densification or improving on those soil. We have to take the content of matter and we need to mix with the content of matter to this is cement. Likely here what we are doing is we are taking simply aggregates, and those aggregates we are mixing with this content of cement, and then we have to go for application in the site, so that it will be takes a minimum durability and the strength requirements. That means durability means automatically against these environmental factors, it will be having some resistance. Otherwise the structure will having less content of strength parameters day by day. On the initial stage it will having more amount of strength, but later on after 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month, the strength may be reduces day by day, so that it is comes under durability actions. If there is a huge amount of forces in the form of durability actions, they are acting on the structure, automatically the strength will be decreases, so that the total cement rated base is against durability actions, means all those conditions will be faced this mix in a well manner, so that those are not affected as easily. First of all, we have to go for this CTB cement rated base in two ways. We have to mix in the site, or we need to order this CTB from RCB, so that means ready mix plants. Those mix we have to operate in the site itself. Usually FA projects, that means part-time projects, we have to observe for road constructions and others. In this also we are using these CTB projects. We have to observe. First of all, we need to take some prime coatings, that means prime coatings, and some small samples we have to observe in the laboratories what is the strength it was giving, so that it is sufficient or not for that construction purpose. We need to take some quantities of trials. If the trials are very much effective, then only those quantities of materials we need to implement in the site. Next one, full depth reclamation. It is the fourth content of soil cement stabilization. In this full depth reclamation is rebuilds worn out pavements by recycling the existing roadway in site. The old pavement section and base materials are pulverized, mixed with the cement and water, and compacted to produce a strong, durable base for new pavement surface. So that after reading this total 3 lines, we have to simply understand totally it is a repair and rehabilitation technique. Normally, this repair and rehabilitation technique we have to go for our MTech, that means Master of Technology, we will understand this subject. But in case here we have to observe what they are doing is simply if there is any service is over for a particular road, this road we have to reconstruct by using existing pavement materials. We need to add some quantities of cement and water, and we need to mix in a well, that means we have to mix those cement and water with existing pavement, so that what we have to take is the pavement we have to crush existing pavement. After that, for those crushed materials we need to add some quantities of cement content and water content, and those will be we have to mix in a well graded manner, so that we have to save a huge quantity of material. Why? Because whenever we are constructing a new road, it will takes huge amount of cement content aggregates, both fine aggregates and coarse aggregate, and workmanship. But in case of this rehabilitation work, the total material is saved and workmanship is saved. Simply we need to go depends upon this mechanical equipments for the purpose of grinding works. This is the advantage whenever we are going for this full depth reclamation. But in case of previous conditions only, they are choosing some top layer, a 1 inch or 2 inch purposes. Here we are going for full depth, whatever the content of road is there, the total road was rebuilding by existing soil conditions, that means existing materials. What are the differences in self comp, that means soil cement stabilizations? Totally four conditions we are having. First one is the cement modified soils. In the cement modified soils, we need to intend to improve or modify subgrade. Only a grade is simply changing by inducing these cement modified soils, comma, it uses low dosages of cement, only a slight percentage. If it is 100% only, we have to go for 5 to 10% of utilization of the cement. Next one is cement stabilizer subgrades, CSS, intended to improve or modify subgrade. Intended to improve or modify it, that means improve means first of all we need to improve up to a particular level. Otherwise we need to totally modify the total quantity of material what was there in the site. The total material we need to replace with these stabilizer subgrades, and uses higher dosages of cement. That means more quantity of cement will be required whenever we are doing this cement stabilized subgrades. In the modified soils we are simply choosing a small proportions, means layers. But in case of subgrades, the total subgrade was replacing with another content. Next one is cement treated bases. In this cement treated bases, intended to create a structural base. Normally structural base is representing the total weight will be carried by this content of layer, so that it is called as a structural base. Normally in our houses also some structures are there, those are structural elements. Those elements are responsible to bear the loads. Likely here also the structural base is responsible to transfer and bear those loads. It uses higher dosages of cement, and typically used for FAA projects, typically used for FAA projects. Next one, full depth reclamation. That means full depth reclamation already we discussed. The total content of structure we have to replace by using existing matter, intended to create a structural base. In this also we are creating a structural base with the help of existing matter used widely to address existing pavement complete strength failures, uses high dosage of cement. Only the first content, cement modified soils, is the method which uses less quantity of cement. Rather than these three methods are utilizing more content of cement. These are the examples how this cement will react with other surrounding particles. Virgin soil is there on the top condition. There is no proper bond between the virgin soil. The small molecules are lies between these particles. But in case of second condition, we have to observe there may be some sparks are there. Simply those sparks are the cement content. Those sparks will be responsible for the formation of a bond between the particles. In the third condition, we are having a cement treated base. In this cement treated base, we have to observe there may be complete bonding between the particles. That means one particle to one particle, one particle to one particle. There may be some layers, so that there may be high strength. What are the differences in soil cement stabilization treatments? First of all, for cement modified soils, only we have to use a 3 to 5% typical dosage. But in case of CSS, we have to go for more than content of 5% of cement. And cement treated base, we have to go for a 3 to 10%. But in case of full depth reclamation, could be up to 15% of the volume. That means if it is a 1 meter cube, in those particular 1 meter cube, we have to go for a point 0.005 meter cubes of cement. Likely we have to understand if it is a 3%, 0.003% of cement. Likely we have to understand each and every case. Cement modified soils, how much quantity of cement required for a 1 meter cube area. Likely CSS also only greater than 5% we are using, and CTBs we are using more than 3 to 10%. It is simply varying according to soil profile and particle structures. But in case of full depth reclamations, we need to go for more than 15%. How this soil, that means cement compacted soils, are useful for different projects? What type of payments supports trying to achieve? What type of problematic soils are you trying to overcome? How do you soil behaving on your project? So that these are the different questions. First of all, whenever we are choosing these soil cement stabilizations, we need to have some quantities of questions. All the questions are having a good answers with this cement, then only we need to prefer these stabilizations. If there is no proper bonding between our question to answer, then we need to skip and we have to go for other stabilization method. First of all, this soil cement stabilization, what type of pavement support are you trying to achieve? That means this soil cement stabilization is entirely workable whenever we are going for this rigid pavements. That means rigid pavements means cement concrete pavements. Why? Because those are two polar, those are two having same particles, cement particles, so that it is responsible to give more bond whenever we are going for this cement roads with this soil cement stabilizations. Second question is what type of problematic soils are you trying to overcome? That means if we are simply modifying the properties of soil by this cement stabilization, then it what lands we have to implement these projects? First of all, it should be a wetland. Normally wetland means automatically the total water will be stagnant on the surface, so that there may be increment of content of water. Whenever we are going for this soil cement stabilizations, there may be some less seepage. Why? Because the total top layer will be soil cement condition, so that we need to avoid these wet conditions by implementing these stabilizations. Next one is the expansive soil. Expansive soils, normally expansive soils were called as a black cotton soils, we are called as an expansive soils, so that if there is a content of water, automatically the soil parameters will be expansive. We have to observe some shrinkage and swelling in these expansive soils, so that to arrest those shrinkage properties and swelling properties, we are utilizing this cement stabilization. And low strength means automatically there is less quantity of bearing capacity to that soil. To improve bearing capacity, these stabilizations are doing to that soils. Next condition is how are the soils behaving on your project? That means after stabilization is over, what is the behavior? Whenever there is load transferring to the soil, the surface is reacting in which manner? Those conditions also we have to observe. Why? Because we need to give feedback, otherwise there may be problems. That means we have to observe the conditions and we need to give feedback to our construction workers. will they or allow the desired outcome? Are they hindering the construction process? That means is the output is not sufficient, then we have to address our output to the construction workers, so that they have to modify in a further projects, whether the cement content or any other suitable progress. Are they hindering a construction process? That means is there any construction defaults or material default? They will assess the mistakes, and further they need to improve in the further projects. It is a major theme. What if I am in construction phase and the soil deteriorate in the project? At that point, the process should call geotechnical engineer. That means we need to contact geotechnical engineer. In the previous cases, we have to observe with the structural engineer. The total cement is related to structural engineer's part, and soil properties are related to this geotechnical engineer's part. So that we have to contact this geotechnical engineer when the structural properties are very weak. Which SCS is right for my project? That means this is soil cement stabilization. Totally we are having four categories. Four in those four categories, what is suitable for my construction project? How we have to assess? Soil cement stabilizations will improve soil's upgrade properties, so that those properties are, first one is the strength. That means compressive strength and shear strength. Next one, chemical composition. Chemical composition means in the previous case there may be some less quantity of reactive particles, so that this implementation is done after there may be bond between the particles and cement content, so that there may be some difference to previous condition and after densifications, especially in expansive soils. After that we have to observe freeze conditions and durability parameters also. Why? Because this soil cement stabilization will not having entrainment of water, so that some durability properties also improves. Next one, shrinkage and swelling characteristics. Shrinkage and swelling characteristics are also related to these durability properties. Why? Because if there is no water content entrainment, automatically there is no shrinkage and swelling, and drying of soils. Automatically drying of soils also, if the temperature variations is very much efficient, that means automatically due the drying of soils will be takes place. We have to arrest those drying by implementing small quantity of this greenery into our structure. Those greenery will repel the heat absorption to the ground. Use of above listed determined SCC process you need. That means all those things we have to assess whenever we are starting this stabilizers. We need to assess those contents, so that in what condition we are, that means our soil is related to, so that how we have to approach all those conditions we have to assess. What SCCs are right for my project? CMS, chemically modified soils, or any other soil, water, cement. These are the different, that means content of cement required for that processes. 3 to 5% for starting one. After that, greater than 5%, 10%, and 5 to 8%. How they will apply? That means first one is totally related to soft subgrades. Second one is related to soft subgrades or subgrades require more quantity of compressive strength, and CTB is related to achieve projects specified strength requirements. That means some of the projects we are constructing with a huge amount of build, that means a layer huge amount of floors. In those conditions we required more quantity of compressive strength and bearing capacity to the soil. In those cases we are preferring this CTB. Next one, it improves bitumen surface roadway, FDR. These are the four kinds of projects, how much amount of cement required, and in which fields they are suitable. Steps to use this soil cement stabilization. First one is identify the need of improving conditions, identify the types of soil present, implement the mix design process, apply the construction method. That means first of all we have to observe our site condition and the properties of our soil, and then we have to go for the method. After that we need to prevent the method. That means apply different construction methods for getting huge amount of strength. These are the flow diagrams. That means first of all we need to plan. After that we have to go for design and construction both in simultaneously, and we need to go this step by step process. When the design is over we have to go for geotechnical parameters. That means the total soils we have to observe in the presence of geotechnical engineers. They will having some quantity of knowledge on these soil parameters and strengths. They will collect the soil samples for testing, and they will perform different laboratory tests, and then they will consider whether it is a plastic or semi plastic or which type of soil, and the bearing capacity is how much amount, and how much amount of liquid limit is there in the form of moisture content, and how it will be going whenever there is a rainy seasons. But in case of structural engineers, in the form of construction work, how they will work on the first phase we are having, they will also have to depends upon these reviews of geotechnical engineers and consultants. Then they have to collect the soil samples for testing. Performance is over, then we have to go for soil properties, and they will have to add how much amount of cement required for those conditions, 3 to 5%, or there may be any change. Okay, these are the different steps which are involving the total construction phase. Next, how we have to identify the in situ soil conditions. First of all, if it is a wet condition, that means the total soil having any water content, and expansive, that means it is a black cotton soil or red soil, comma it is stable or unstable. That means stable or unstable means if there is a load on the structure, it is simply bearing that, or is there any sinking of the structure, that is stable or unstable. Obtain the soil samples and classify them to understand where the problems are. That means we have to collect samples from different locations of the land, and then we have to go for this laboratory testing methods, so that how much amount of strength was there, so that that strength is suitable for our construction, or is there any modification done we need to go. At that point the process we have to go for geotechnical engineer. That means the geotechnical engineer will observe the site conditions. That means whether it is a slopy area or some marshy area, and then they will give some precautions, so that in this way you will get that quantity of strength. Means simply the total black cotton soil with granular size is that amount, so that we have to go for this lime stabilization or soil bitumen stabilization or chemical stabilization. According to their perspectives and views, we have to go for that conditions. Next one, how we have to implement. Soil samples should be tested to determine the properties of the condition soils, and then we have to go for this soil cement stabilizations depending upon project need. It means how much amount of area is covered by our project, so that for that particular area how much amount of materials we have to use. That materials is in that means is it sufficient or not for our budget. All those things we have to observe. And the next one, a range of cement dosages to verify. That means how much amount of materials are required, so that if cement stabilization is cost, or we need to go for any other alternative stabilization methods like chemical or any other, so that on which process is getting more amount of strength, those we have to choose. Why? Because our project life is depends upon the soil conditions. At this point, the total process we have to called as a geotechnical engineer. This is the process we have to communicate with the geotechnical engineer. Why? Because the total is related to ground improvement. The ground is related to engineer, geotechnical engineer, so that we have to take some precautions. And these are the soil samples we have to collect by using these augers, commonly obtained as a 400 every 400 feet sample frequency. That means the distance between two successive samples will be 400 feet, usually at a depth of 10 feet below the grade. That means up to 10 feet we have to dig, then only we have to collect the sample. The top samples are not suitable for testing. Why? Because due to these environmental parameters, there will be huge amount of pollutants mixing with the top layers, so that we need to dig the samples up to 10 feet, then only we have to collect these samples. Those only we have to test, obtain the soil samples, and run laboratory testings. We have to go for laboratory with the help of the soils, and we have to test different properties, procedures, and Attenberg's limits and grain size analysis. Next one, astro classification. Mashed low soils are A4, A6, and A7 silty clay soils, and classify the fractions. Next one, how we have to design this mix. The amount of cement the soil water need depends upon grain size. If the grain size is very high, automatically it will need less quantity, huge amount of water. If the grain size is very less, automatically it needs less amount of water. Totally depends upon the particle sizes. Second one is the desired support from subbase, support conditions from the subbase also. If there is a good drainage, automatically those water will be leached out. There is no proper slope, automatically the mix will retain for long period, and it will give strength. Type of SCS selected, that means on the four methods, which method we have selected. Determine the cement type and usage. Soil surface content with discrete, and should be test 3 to 4 dosages points, and determine optimum value. That means on our side minimum we have to take 3 to 4 quantities. From those 3 to 4 quantities only we need to take average value. This is the mixed design procedure. Determination of the soil condition is the first step. Determine the cement content and its dosage. Next one is the chemical compactability, third condition. Fourth one is the prepare the samples with three different cement contents. That means the total pozzolana cements we won't have to prefer, only we have to prefer Portland cements, so that from that using Portland cement we need to observe 3 to 4 conditions, whatever they be necessary. Determine the SL, that means live load, dead load, and other Atterberg limits, and 3 samples hour after mixing. Fourth one is determining the optimum moisture content and maximum dry density of the soil. Totally these are related to geotechnical parameters. Next one, determine the unconfined compressive strength of 3 samples. Already these tests we have discussed in the second chapter. Determine the freezing and thawing effects, and post utilities, and we need, after the completion of all those mixes, then we have to go for this mix design process. And next one is how we have to apply these construction methods. First one, reclaimer, mixer, grader, and cement spreader, water truck, tamping, and smooth drum roller. First one we have to go for mixing condition. The total soil and cement we need to mix, and then we have to grade. That means the total material we have to grade in a layers, layer by layer, layer by layer we have to grade that material. After that we have to go for cement spreading. In the initial we have mixing with some quantity of cement. After the spreading is over, on that layer we have to spread and another quantity of cement, and then we need to sprinkle the water with the help of this water truck. And then we have to go for this tampering, that means densification with the help of sheep foot rollers and other normal rollers depending upon the soil parameters. In the last stage we have to go for a smooth drum roller for finishing work, that means the total surface will be in a smooth manner without any irregularities. For that purpose we are using this smooth drum roller, especially for granular soils. This is the process how they will mix the existing soil and this conditions. That means the soil is normally initially we have to mix it with the surrounding parameters like cement and less quantity of water. This is the machine simply mixing the existing soil with cement and other water conditions, so that simply up to 3 to 4 inches of matter will be removing. Those matter will be spreading with the help of cement, and then totally it is spreading. After the spreading is over, they have to go for compaction. SCCs should be compacted in place prior to cement hydrating. Sometimes you might have to add water. Have you, if you are having a geotechnical engineering representative, they will give some assistance of work, so that on the first we have what we have to do, on the second condition what we have to do, they will assist. If there is a geotechnical engineer, such that we have to follow his instructions, otherwise we need to follow in a pneumatic manner, monitoring the dosage applications and compaction efforts. This is the another example. QC during the incorporation should be having a minimum quantity of knowledge. Proof roll virgin subgrade. If there is no proper work, automatically the vehicle have to sink like this. Contractor should be verify the equipment in a good working order. That means the total machines which we are using, all those have to work in a good manner, otherwise we will get some bad quantity of, that means bad quality of densification and stabilizations. Teeth or reclaimers are not missing, and confirm the application rate. All those are related to this utility and their dosages. And conduct a test strip, that means before going to do this soil stabilization, first of all we have to go for a small load, that means running on the soil. If it is a good, automatically we have to go with materials, otherwise the total cement will be wasted. Why? Because the total cement is associated with the content of water, it will be thickened after 30 minutes. It is the application techniques how they have to go for the spreading of cement and mixing of cement and land water pouring, and after that we have to go for this water spreading. Here also we have to observe application techniques. First of all, the day after that, this is the total mixing with the existing ground to cement, and then we have to go for this spreading of small water layer, and then we are simply doing this densification with the sheep foot roller or smooth roller. This is the weighing machine that will gives, that means it is a machine that will gives exactly how much amount of water content is there in the soil. These are the different application rates. And once we have to go for different case studies. Why? Because those case studies having some difficulties in the sands, that means lands, so that how they done the stabilization with the help of these soil stimulants, and how much they will get the strength according to their case studies. We will get some experience and knowledge what we have to do and what we have to implement in step by step. These case studies was normally conducted in year of 2018, and the location is nearly at the presence of airports. They conduct this project, and the soil condition is brown silty clay related to that medium Cl A6, and the company deal was fourth infrastructure and environment, and the construction contractor also we have to mention. This is the total construction site they have done. That means the total reconstruct area was 2500 feet of runway, and they have required 125 pascals of compressive strength. They obtained CMT obtained samples for every 300 feet. They test for design. That means for every 300 feet of distance they are collecting the samples, and the soil was A6Cl, and used 2-3-4% of cement for design. That means previously we have observed some 3 to 5% of cement is required in first case. In the second case they are getting more than 5%. Third case they are getting 5 to 10%. Fourth case more than 15% of cement is required. Likely here also they are using a 2-3-4% of cement contents to the soil. Next one, 4% dosage rate was elected, approximately 38 decibels. That means pounds per square yards they obtained. After the process is over, in the last stage we have to do a smooth wheel roller is simply rolling the land for smooth purpose. The final outcome was they are not disturbing the properties, simply they are giving a good nature conditions. Why? Because our mother is first of all in nature. Without nature we won't exist. These are the conditions they go for 6% and 8% for the final designs. Why this SCC works? For changing cohesion, that means types of soils cohesion also on property, and changing capillary and pore structures. Capillary means normally there is a void, automatically the water will entrance into the structural grains. There will be some capillary rise. That means quantity of water will be increases due to these capillary rises, and changing a chemical composition of the soil. Previously there is no some reacting particles. After adding this cement, the reacting particles are there, some crystals will be formed, and strength will be increases. These are the three conditions why we have to choose these soil cement stabilizations. Less expensive than the removal and replace. That means all we have to understand here: less expensive and improves soil bearing strength, promotes soil drying, and in the purpose of time what we have to no remove and replace, only we have to go for a rolling purpose, no mellowing period required. What are the long term performances we will observe? Soil alterations are permanent, future rehabilitations are less, and reduces the soil susceptibility to moisture. What are the different problems we have to face while we are constructing with this soil cement stabilizations? Can be a dust noising for the neighbor. That means the cement is very fine in nature. Due to its fineness properties, the surrounding areas will be having some quantity of effect with these dust particles. Can be ineffective in a heavy freeze and thaw area. That means if it is a cold countries, this process is not acceptable. Why? Because the total soil is having some huge amount of water content in the form of ice condition. That means ice. So that ice is not accepting this cement and reacting. The total slurry will be there. They will take so huge amount of time for setting. Can be ineffective in high groundwater areas. Why? Because high groundwater means there will be huge amount of time it will takes for setting. There will be less quantity of bond. Okay, this is the total challenges and different things we are facing while we are going for this soil cement stabilizations.